everyone. Just wanted to check in at the midway point of our Nest 10 Challenge Sink or Swim course that I offered a couple of months ago. We are now in week 5 with 20 of your colleagues, and we've just completed a 5-week journey of discovery and transformation, asking the questions that needed to be asked. Who am I? What do I want? What am I willing to sacrifice? What do I really want? These questions have to be asked. You have to have a goal before you have a plan. It's like getting in the car. If you don't have a plan, you get in the car, where's your destination? You just start driving around and getting nowhere. So we've been having this 5-week conversation about getting clear on our limiting beliefs and what we really want. Now we're making the turn. We're at this midway point. So I wanted to check in with all of you and add some value and give you some tidbits of what we're talking about and what we're going to be talking about. Now at the granular level of this, we're really just looking to get good routines for lead generation. Everyone overcomplicates it. That's what it comes down to. When it comes down to really just being consistent and having faith in doing the work every single day. So the next 4 weeks, we're going to be talking about putting together our plan, our systems and processes to get the predictable results we want. Now, we already have predictable results. We talked about this recently in the course. You have results. You may not like your results, but they're pretty predictable. I talked about how seeing your past performance, seeing the work you put in, where you're committing to lead generation, where you're committing to social media, where you're committing to all the work you need to do, I can actually predict where you're going to end up. So in order to change your results, you have to change your actions. And what we talk about is how you're going to have to get unpredictable to get predictable. Unpredictable in the way of you're going to have to change things up. You're going to have to break some shit to break through. So I wanted to add some value to all of you to give you a little introduction and a blueprint to what you need to do if you're in that spot where you're not seeing the results yet you want to get to. Now listen, this kind of falls into where people are just in the game and they're working hard, they're doing open houses, they're just kind of spraying and praying, and yet they don't have a system to see where they're going to end up. And what happens is this: when you're doing things all over the place, it's better than doing nothing. But your results start going like this. They're like a roller coaster. Some months are great, some months aren't great, some months are great. And you don't know really where you're going to end up because you're just trying anything and everything. Which again, is better than sitting on the sidelines. It's better than sitting on the couch. Even if you don't have a workout plan, it's good to just put your sneakers on and go for a walk or a run. It's better than nothing. But eventually you're going to have a plan. So let's go through the fundamentals of what you need to do on a daily basis. What systems do you need to be living in? Now, some of these are easy, and they may seem obvious. The number one place you should be living every single day. So I call it the hour of real estate power. Okay? That hour where you're going to commit to your business every single day, because you're not going to hit your results unless you commit to your business every single day, is the MLS. Now you're like, Dave, of course I'm in the MLS. But listen, if you're not doing a lot of deals, you may not be in the MLS a lot. You got to know your products. You should be signing and logging on to the MLS every single day. Put yourself on a drip, meaning an alert system on the places that you're interested in farming, and make sure you're getting all of the product knowledge that you need. The worst thing that could ever happen is if someone reaches out to you and says, hey, that listing in my neighborhood just came up, what do you think? And you don't even know it's listed. You need to have more information and be more knowledgeable than your clients. If they're reaching out to you with that because it's on Zillow or Realty.com or anywhere else and you don't know about it yet, you missed the boat. So the number one place you should be is MLS. You're also seeing everything new that's being listed, what's going into escrow, and you're staying in the game. If you're going to speak another language or learn math or whatever, you got to do it every single day or you lose your edge. So the MLS is number one. Now, if you're in the deal flow, you should have prospective buyers, prospective sellers, people in escrow, right? People you've talked about that are maybe super warm or super cold. Regardless, you need to be in there because when you're in the deal flow, you're checking on things that are coming, what's happening. You're able to talk about the market. So that is the number one place you should be in every single day. Every single day. If someone really knows if you're a Summerlin agent or a Green Valley agent or a Red Rock agent, you need to know what's going on through the MLS, what's in contingent and pending, what's available, what is sold, what are the different prices, calling the listing agents and the buyer's agents to see what's going on in your market. Now, we set it up for the number two thing you should be doing every single week is watching the broker roundtable. We don't just do this for fun, although it is some fun. We do it because we want you to understand what the market stats are every single week. So you can ask the question that's asked to every single realtor in the world. You all know the question. It's how's the market? So how are you able to answer that question with some nuance and distinction every single week? Well, you watch the broker roundtable, I guarantee you'll have one little thing that you can pull out so that when someone asks you a question, you'll remember a post that we made saying, well, it was $345 median price on January, it's $375 in April, and we're thinking it's going to be in the 380s in May. The market has improved 13% over 5 months. And then you can start a conversation. It's not even about the numbers. It's about the rapport and the trust and the credibility you're building with the people who are asking you questions. So much more powerful than giving someone a business card, because you're giving them, I'm legit, I'm a real realtor, and I'm an expert by answering that question intelligently. So if you're in the MLS and you're watching the broker roundtable, that's a system that you're doing every single day and you're understanding your product. Now, I talked about the deal flow. Now the deal flow we call either the business tracker or the deal flow tracker. And this is somewhere where you should be checking on all of your business that you have or you think you're going to have. There's something about a manifestation of this person is interested only if this comes available. This person may sell, they've reached out, but the time's not right. You have to be watching all of those deals, reaching out to those people, and getting everything right and knowing where you're at. You should always be checking on your deals anyhow, but putting people together is super important. Also on this deal flow tracker is what you have closed this year. Now don't overcomplicate this. Most CRMs have this, or you can just create Google Sheets or like a Excel spreadsheet and put in everyone's name, the commission, what they're looking for, where their house is, what the price range is. It's super simple. But if you're in that deal flow, every single day you have something to concentrate on and you're not just taking the day off. Because what happens is if you're not in that deal flow tracker or that business tracker, somebody else is putting things in front of your clients. So if you're not reaching out to them with possibilities and making it seem like you're doing extra work for them, looking for a house for them, or saying, oh, something in your community just listed for X or sold for Y, then they're not going to know. Someone else is going to reach out to them. And unfortunately, in today's society, it's so fast-paced that people forget all the time that you're in real estate. I've done it. I've done it where even with recent things that I've had to take care of, I call the first person in front of me rather than remembering someone that I know, like, and trust is in that business. Because it's just they're not in front of my face. You have to stay in front of their face. So let's recap quickly. MLS, broker roundtable, deal tracker. Now here's the thing, guys. You want predictable results, you have to date your business. This is something I've been talking about a lot inside of the Sink or Swim course. You got to reframe it. This isn't a CRM. It's a cash-ready machine that tracks how often you are staying in front of your people. Now, if you're dating your business, it's like dating your wife. Are you tracking, or dating your husband, or dating your significant other, are you tracking every single week date nights? So date nights are the same as meeting up with your clients. Personal notes. Sending personal notes and items of value to your clients is like sending personal notes to your significant other or your kids. Events, right? Are you taking them? Are you having client appreciation events? Client appreciation event in your family is a vacation. You have to date your clientele. You have to stay in front of them. If you don't, someone else will fill in that void. Plus, at the same time, you have to continue seducing them. Now, I know I take this metaphor far, but if you're not showing up at the highest level for yourself, your family, your significant other, your body, your mindset, something else will fill that vacuum that's created. So you have to fall in love with staying in front of your clientele. That's a huge part of having predictable results and actions that you have to take. Now, you guys know what all these are. We've talked about them ad nauseum, but it's sending portfolio updates, which is basically, hey, this is how much your house is up year over year. We have Cloud CMA for all of you to use that. There's tools everywhere. Get in front of them. It's personal notes. It's meetups. It's items of value. Now, I'm sure you take care of your people, but there's no way humanly possible to track 100 or more people that you have to date without measuring it and staying inside of a system. So forget about the CRM. We're no longer calling that. It's a cash-ready machine. You have to fill up that CRM with cash. And the more you use it, you can extract the cash because you know the PIN. So reframe it. Not which one should I use? No. Pick one and go. They all work. The only thing that isn't working is most of the time you. You're not working in the CRM. So when I hear, oh, it doesn't work, I'm saying, no. You're not working. So the CRM is a huge thing. This isn't groundbreaking stuff, but reframing how and why you should use this stuff should be, Think about trying to get into a fitness competition without tracking what you eat and what you work out and how much you sleep. You're never going to get there. If you want to have amazing results and do 20, 30 transactions a year, you have to track this stuff. You have to know because it's a leading indicator of where you're going to do it. Show me your actions today. I'll show you your results tomorrow. What are your leading indicators? Right? So we went over MLS, knowing your market, broker roundtable, business tractor, being involved in the deal flow. When you're involved in the deal flow, you get a seller and then a buyer, and then you have a new buyer for that seller. You're creating excitement. Now we talked about dating your business inside of the CRM, tracking. And here's the one, guys, I'm going to be harping on forever. Here's the next one, social media. In 2021, 22, 23, 24, in this world of the 2020s and 30s, you cannot survive for the future without committing to creating content on social media. The days of just doing relationship-based business and or buying leads are over. And the beauty of creating content for me, and social media content and being on all the channels is very similar to having relationship-based business. You control it. You don't have to worry about algorithms as much. Yes, you have to worry. Maybe Google changes something on YouTube. Maybe Facebook changes an algorithm. But even if they screw it up, something new pops up, ready to go. But you create your content. You're not relying on some outside source handing you a lead, and then they can charge you whatever you want and do whatever you want. And who's doing the content? You. Just like you're reaching out to your people. So the beauty also is it melds so well into relationship-based because you're able to scale who you are on a grand compounded level. So if you have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 people in your database, now you can get out to them in scale because you're creating content and you can be in multiple places at once. But the days of worrying about how I look on the screen, how I sound, being real, people knowing who I am, you got to get past that. It just is what it is. So social media content and creating content is a huge part of the game that you cannot ignore anymore. Now, I just gave you a lot. If you just did that alone, you would have more than an hour of stuff to do a day. And there's so much I'm not even talking about. Working your farm, picking your farm. Your first farm is what? Your people. Now, it's a lot of different people. The people you're working with now, the people you're going to work with, your friends, your family, your past clients, your colleagues, that's your first farm. If you skip that farm, I think you're going in the wrong prioritization. You serve that farm through social media content, personal notes, appreciations, drop-bys, activities, all these things we're talking about. Endless amounts of stuff, emails, you name it. Then, that is a full-time job in itself. So if you say, I don't have enough to do on a daily basis or weekly basis, I call bullshit, right? But then, you're going to pick your second farm. Maybe the Paseos. It may be Summerlin. It may be Green Valley. It could be anywhere. And then you start working that farm. And then you can start melding them together. For instance, if you do a client appreciation party, you could do it inside of the community that you live in, or that is your farm. You invite the people in the community, the people in your database, your current clientele, your friends, and now you have a tremendous party of everybody in your database. They're your people farm that are doing an event in your community farm. Beautiful synergy. You'll start seeing when you get motion and doing activities and committing to an hour a day, which is going to be more if you commit. This is the minimum requirement, an hour. Making phone calls, living in the MLS, getting in your deal tracker, watching the content we produce. I mean, there's a rhyme and reason. You'll be doing more than an hour. But you have 8 hours of work a day. What the hell are you doing? If you commit to 1 or 2 hours a day for 5 days a week, your biggest issue is the next course. Scaling and getting people to help you, because you're going to have too much business. 20 deals, your systems and processes are going to give you so much business that you're going to have new, better problems. Like, I got more than I can handle. I think a lot of you want that problem. So this is just scratching the surface. But if you don't commit to being a marketer, then you have no control over your game. Zero. Because then you're like every other realtor out there. The 80 to 90% of realtors that are kind of secret agents, they kind of tell people that they're a realtor, and then they wait and hope that the phone rings. And in the years that the phone rings a lot, they have a good year. And the years that the phone doesn't ring at all, they have a bad year. And nobody knows when January 1st rolls around what my actual production and results are going to be. It's just a spray and pray. But if you do the minimum amount required, you will see your production and your results and your growth explode exponentially. But you got to commit. And that's why we spent the last 5 weeks talking about the commitment. Because the minute I start saying you got to do a Facebook Live, create content, make a phone call, spend some money, oh my God, everyone starts shriveling. Let's talk about money. Listen, you're going to have to invest in your business. You think we run this company by not spending money? It's like $150,000 a month to run this operation. And we spend more and evolve and evolve and evolve and evolve. You scared money doesn't make money. Your biggest asset is you. Your number one asset. You must invest in yourself. Investing in marketing is investing in you. If you invest in content, you're investing in you. If you invest in items of value for your clients, you're investing in you. But you can't expect to see things improve if you're not even willing to take chances on investing. And then a lot of you get so frustrated, you don't invest in yourself, you don't invest in the long term, and then you overinvest. So this is what you basically be. It'd be like if I wasn't investing in businesses, and if I wasn't investing in equity, and I wasn't investing in insurance, I would get so frustrated that eventually I'd invest in a $50,000 watch, and that's where the money shouldn't go. It should go on things that give me return. So this is what happens with you guys. All the opportunities to invest in your own business go away, and then someone calls you and just promises you 50 leads a month that you're going to have to work harder for than if you just invested yourself, and you're so frustrated and you're so lost and you're so scared money, you start investing in something that's going to be the return on time and income and value, and the quality of the lead is horrible. But you've been waiting on the sidelines so long, and then you get desperate, so you go in the wrong direction, you make a bad decision. When the fundamentals to get these predictable results are right in front of you. Because no one's doing them. Live in the MLS, know the market, get inside of your deal tracker, your deal flow, commit to relationships, real relationships. Let's re-alphabetize it, right? It's not relationships, it's real relationships. These are real connections that are going to pay you forever. And they're not just going to pay you in money, you're going to be able to serve people that you know, like, and trust. But that's got to be a commitment. And how do you serve them? All the things we just talked about. Stay in front of them. And guess what? When you become this marketing social media superstar, you're going to get some things you weren't anticipating. Some self-worth, some confidence, some certainty that is also going to help you stop getting weird about what you charge. What you charge is more about you than it is about them. If you don't believe you're worth it, you're never going to get it. When you're certain and confident that you're worth it, the price isn't even an issue. It's an afterthought because you're leading the conversation. But if you don't put in the routines and the work and have a plan, and you don't have faith that you're going to close 2 deals a month, then you're going to get desperate, and the first time someone comes by and says, hey, will you list my house, you're going to be giving it away for free because you're desperate again, and you got no plan. And you don't have faith that you're going to close 2, 4, 6, 8 more for the rest of the year. Guys, this isn't rocket science. You've heard all this before, but the fundamentals are the things that get you there. Even with owning a business, which you do own, without systems and processes in place, big businesses fall apart. You have to have them ready to go. You have to have a plan, a commitment. And then when you wake up, you'll wake up every day with intention and purpose, knowing exactly what you're going to do in order to reach your goals. Now, the goal conversation is for another day, but you got to know where you're landing. Where's your map and plan heading you to? You got to know your numbers. If you want to do 20 deals, you got to look at your average sale. So look back at the years past and see what your average sale is. If you're making $8,000 of commission per deal, 20 deals is going to get you about $160,000. If you want to do 2 deals a month and 24 deals, an extra 4 deals is going to make you almost $200,000. 2 deals a month is going to get you to $200,000, maybe more. But then you got to reverse engineer it. What do I have to do 2 deals a month? Well, it's not just 2 deals a month. When you're doing 2 deals a month, you're not just working with 2 people. You're working with 6. And you're like, I don't understand that math, Dave. Here's how it works. You have 2 closing, those are 2 people. You have 2 in escrow, those are another 2. And you have 2 getting in that you're starting to work with. So you're really dealing with 6 people at a time. That makes sense? So then, how do I make sure I continually get those new 2 people to get into escrow every single month? How many people do I have to get in front of in order for them to produce 2 ready, willing, and able buy or sell people? And the way you do that is what we just talked about. You have a plan. You're constantly a marketer, and you're lead generating. You're creating content. You're an information agent. I know a lot of you have issues with being salesy. That's fine. You don't want to put yourself out there? Then you're in the wrong business. You can show up and serve in a non-salesy way, in an information way, in a certain way, without being aggressive, without being a sellout, without being a shyster, all those limiting beliefs that you're using as an excuse. So when we reverse engineer this, okay, well, I have a plan. I want to do 24 deals. It'll get me $200,000. I need 2 deals a month. This is how many people. Maybe I need to get 4 people in my pipeline, in my deal flow a month, 4 new people, because only 2 are actually going to work out. The other 2 may happen down the line. I'm building my pipeline. I'm building my deal flow. I'm doing activities every single day that is going to continue feeding my pipeline, and it's going to make sure that I know that every single day I'm doing something that's leading me towards 2 more people closing next month. Then you say, all right, then I have to have the faith that in the first couple of months, maybe it's not going to happen. But I'm building up, I'm filling in the cup, and eventually it's going to overflow, and you may close 4, and then you'll start seeing consistent results. But you have to have the certainty to go, and the consistency to not stop, and then the faith that it's all going to work out. Commit to the action, submit to the result. And then you're there. I know the numbers of this company. I know the numbers of the real estate industry. I know the numbers of the business industry, of entrepreneurs. And I know that most entrepreneurs, by far, have this biggest problem. You have the first ones that are gung-ho and go, and they will work their ass off until they burn out. But if they don't implement systems, they never break through. It's the number one path that people find an issue with, is systems. More of you are stuck in this phase than any other. And you already have a system. It's just not planned. But I guarantee you have a routine. So commit to this routine. Don't overcomplicate it, because you already have questions in your head going, well, how do I do this and how do I do that? Here's the thing. Figure it out. Figure it out. I can give you the blueprint step by step, but if you're not committed to figuring it out, you're never going to do it. I can tell you exactly what to say and exactly what to do, but if you don't do it, forget it. I gave you the blueprint right here. I want to see you all succeed at the highest level. You know that our mission, or I'll remind you of our mission, is to be the company that has 500 agents, and every single agent is doing 12 transactions, 1 a month minimum, and making 6 figures. That's why we do not let everybody in. That's why we have capped our company at 500. That's why we continually add value. We only grow if you grow. That's our commitment. But I can't do it for you. We can't do it for you. We can only show you exactly how to do it, and then you got to walk through that door. And we can't want it more than you. We can only lead you. We cannot save you. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the possibility. You want to know why? Because I've seen so many people walk through that door before you. I've seen the testimonial and agent and person over and over and over again. Finally, the lights go on. And they go from 5 deals to 20 to 30 to 40 because they finally get out of their own way and they submit to just doing what is required. And it's the most satisfying and gratifying thing as an owner and as a leader and as a coach and as a trainer that we can have, is seeing someone finally double down on themselves and get the results. And that's what we want for you more than anything. And we're here to do that. It's our mission to show you that path and turn the light on in that path. But you got to walk. You got to make the decision to go down it. So I went a little longer than I wanted to as usual, but I'm just so obsessed and committed with adding this value to you. And I wanted to make sure that even though you're not in this course, that you were able to get the value of what we are going through on this 10-week path. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll be talking to you soon.